In this video, I'm going to be ranking every single Invincible card right now in NBA 2K25 My Team on a tier list here ranging from S that does go down to D tier, and we have every single Invincible card in the game, all 40 of them. Now there technically is 41 Invincible cards, but that's because the Paul George is the exact same as the free version, so I just have the Pro Pass Paul George on here because they're the exact same card, literally with no difference besides the card art. So these are going to be all 40 of the Invincible cards in this game right now, and I'll be ranking them of who I think is the best to who I think is the worst Invincible card. So I want you guys to look at this tier list, and if I put a card in B tier, it's not to say that I think that they're a B tier card, it's that I think they're a B tier Invincible, and that's what I'm trying to explain with this tier list. So for example, is Luka Doncic an S tier Invincible? No. Do I think he's probably an S tier point guard? 100%. Is he an S tier card? Maybe. But for an Invincible card, do I think he's S tier? Do I think he's the best of the best? No. Do I think Kevin Durant is the best of the best? Yes, I think Kevin Durant is the best shooting guard in this game. I think he's the best Invincible shooting guard, and that's why I would rank him ahead of Luka Doncic. Now, is that to say that Luka Doncic is bad? No, he is incredible at the point guard position, but do I think he's a top 2 Invincible point guard? I would say there's 2 point guards better in my personal opinion, so I can't put Luka Doncic in S tier, but I can put Kevin Durant because he is 6'10" at the shooting guard position, and he's the best Invincible shooting guard in this game. With a 7'5" wingspan, has an incredible jump shot, best dribble saves in this game. It's still Kevin Durant. He's an absolute beast, definitely going in S tier. Now Giannis, again, is he S tier? Maybe. I could see him being S. He's incredible at the small forward position, but to me, there's at least one small forward I see on here that I would put ahead of Giannis. And there's some other cards at different positions that I would also put ahead of Giannis. Again, is that to say that he is bad? No, he's probably one of the top 10 Invincible cards in this game, 10 to 15, but I don't think that's S tier in my personal opinion. But yes, Giannis is incredible at the small forward spot. Ralph Sampson is tricky because I do think I probably put him in S. I want to say he's the second or third best big man Invincible. Obviously there's Wemby and there's some other cards we'll talk about, but I want to say after Wemby, he's probably the next best big. Now there is Shaq, there is obviously Kristaps, and we'll get to those 2 cards here in a second, but Ralph Sampson is 7'4", can also play power forward with a 7'8" wingspan, great player model in this game. Again, the reason why I'm not checking the stats and the badges is because all of these cards, they're all Invincibles. They're going to have 99 stats. They're going to have really good legend badges. But the thing about Ralph Sampson is that they gave him an incredible, not just jump shot, an incredible guard type of release. This is a jump shot that if you saw on a 6'3" guard, 6'6" guard, you would think that's an incredible 3-hunting jump shot. And it's on Ralph Sampson, who is a 7'4" card who can play power forward. Now I know his dribble sigs aren't the best, but I do think Ralph Sampson to me is probably an S tier Invincible. Allen Iverson, on the flip side of that, probably one of the worst Invincible cards in this game. He's got to go D tier, only a 6-foot card, just can't be any higher than D tier. Now Dr. J is probably B in my opinion. Again, when it comes to Dr. J, do I think he's a B tier card? No. But do I think he's a B tier Invincible? Yes. He's not as good as Luka, he's not as good as Giannis in my personal opinion, but he is incredible. He's got an amazing jump shot, Pro 2 fade, the best dribble sigs in the game, unbelievable shooting guard in Invincible Dr. J. Patrick Ewing, I would say, is probably hovering between that B to A tier range. I'm going to go B tier for Patrick Ewing. He is really good at the power forward spot. They definitely made this Patrick Ewing card really good, but is he as good as a Kristaps, a Shaq, a Ralph Sampson? Is he as good as Giannis, Luka? Probably not in my opinion, because his jump shot is good, but it's not like incredible. It's definitely a good jump shot, and they gave him the best dribble sigs in the game with the best fade. He's got a good player model. He's a really good card. He's a B tier Invincible in my personal opinion. Paul Pierce, I would say, is most likely a B tier card, B tier Invincible I should say. 6'7" at shooting guard, 6'10" wingspan. His jump shot's really good, Pro 2 fade, and then he has the best dribble sigs in the game. Him and Dr. J, basically the same card at the shooting guard position. Klay Thompson, I want to say, is also B tier. He's a 6'6" point guard with a Michael Beasley jump shot, 6'9" wingspan, but that jump shot is seriously one of my favorites in this entire game. Pro 2 fade. The only thing about Klay is I might put him down to C tier because you guys have to remember, this is totally nitpicking, but he doesn't have the Steve Francis size up. And compared to, for example, even Patrick Ewing, but Dr. J and Paul Pierce both have that Steve Francis size up. So it's a huge flaw in Klay Thompson when we're really getting into the nitpicking of these cards, because again, they're all Invincibles, they're all some of the best cards in this game. It's definitely a huge flaw. I'm going to go very low B tier for Klay Thompson, but maybe he gets moved down to C tier. Invincible Ben Simmons, this is where, to me, he goes in S. He's better than Luka at the point guard position, in my personal opinion. I think as a card, he's also a little bit better than Giannis, just because of the fact that he is 6'10" at point guard with a 7-foot wingspan. The defense on this card is obviously unbelievable, but the offense, I really like his jump shot. Pro 3 fade is not that great, you know, compared to Pro 2, but it's definitely usable, and he does have that tray behind the back. But mainly with Ben Simmons, it comes down to his defense at the point guard position. Invincible Wemby, still the best invincible card in this game, and probably will be till the end of the game. I don't see how you make a better invincible card than Wemby, unless you make Yao Ming an invincible card and you put him at the power forward position or small forward position. Like, unless we just get an out of position drop with Yao at point guard and he's like an invincible card, then sure, he'll be better than Wemby. But for now, Wemby is by far the best invincible card. Jimmy Butler seems like he's B tier in my opinion. Again, him and Klay Thompson, it's a close comparison, but the thing about Jimmy is his jump shot's not that much worse than Klay. I will say I like Klay Thompson's jump shot better, but he has a Steve Francis size up. So to me, Jimmy Butler is a better point guard, very slightly, than Klay Thompson. I also feel like he plays better defense in game, but for now, we're going to keep Klay Thompson in B tier. I will say Ant feels like that perfect C tier invincible card, because Ant is very good, but he's only 6'4" at point guard, but he does have a really good jump shot, Pro 2 fade, with the best dribble sigs in this game, besides the Steve Francis size up. So he is pretty much Klay Thompson, but shorter, is kind of my comparison for Anthony Edwards, and he's definitely better than the small point guards that we're going to have, like Allen Iverson. You guys will see like Curry and Derrick Rose will most likely be in D tier. Ron Artest is an interesting one. I kind of want to put him B tier. I just want to remember this. Did he get all of the best triple sigs? I know he got his jump shot left the exact same. He didn't get a good behind the back. Like, he didn't get the tray behind the back. The Brunson moving step back is pretty good. Would you guys call me crazy if I put Ron Artest in C tier? He is a really good card. Does he have the Kawhi motion style? He has the Alex Caruso. He doesn't have Kawhi. I don't know. I feel like Ron Artest might be C tier. I feel like that behind the back is a huge crucial part. He does have Steve Francis size up, so maybe it's kind of like Klay. We'll keep him in B tier for now. We'll keep him in B tier, but again, I think he could definitely be considered C tier. Kristaps, this is where it gets tricky. I don't know if I put Kristaps in S. I don't know if I put Ralph Sampson in S or keep them in A, because Kristaps is incredibly good. 7'2" at power forward, 7'6" wingspan. But the thing about this card is he has a worse jump shot than Ralph Sampson. He's shorter than Ralph Sampson, and he also has like the same type of dribble sigs where they're not going to be that incredible. So that's why I think Kristaps is, to me, a little bit lower than Ralph Sampson, and that's why I think he's going to be in high A tier. Tracy McGrady, gotta go A. I mean, he is pretty much a Ron Artest, a Dr. J, but a little bit taller. Very small comparisons, but he is a better card in my opinion, so gotta go Tracy McGrady in A tier. Larry Johnson feels like probably high B to low A in my opinion. He does have a great player model, perfect dribble sigs, and a good jump shot. Larry Johnson going in high B. I would say that Bob Pettit is, to me, the best invincible small forward in this game. The jump shot that they gave Bob Pettit is just incredible. 6'9" at small forward, 7'1" wingspan. The jump shot's just so fast, and it's such a good 3-hunting jump shot that you can use his Bob Pettit card as like the best offensive card in this game. He's got to go S tier in my opinion, slightly over Giannis at the small forward spot. Derrick Rose, like I said, is going in D tier. Just not that great of an invincible card, let's be completely honest. Blake Griffin is interesting. To me, he's got to be at least B. Would I consider him A? I don't think he's as good as Giannis, in my opinion. 6'9" at small forward, 6'11" wingspan. Does have a solid jump shot. I'm not the biggest fan of Blake's release, but I know a lot of people do like it, and he does have the best dribble sig, so I think he's a B tier invincible card. Definitely very solid there in B. Shaq is where we get, it just gets so tough. Is Shaq A or is Shaq S? To me, the reason why I might put him in S tier is because of the fact that he has maybe not as good of a jump shot as Ralph Sampson or as good of a jump shot as Kristaps, but he has those dribble sigs, so his movement at the power forward position is going to be a lot better than Kristaps and Ralph Sampson. But what do you prefer? A taller power forward that has a better jump shot and is the better defender, or a power forward that has a worse jump shot but much better dribble sigs but is also shorter? That's kind of the comparison between Ralph Sampson and Shaq. I'm going to move Shaq up into S tier for now. He also does have an incredible player build, so he's going to be slightly ahead of Kristaps in my personal opinion. Invincible LeBron. Again, this is where it gets so tough, because I think you have to put him in S tier because he's that 6'9" point guard with a really good jump shot, amazing dunking animations, the best dribble sigs in this game. I'm going to put LeBron in S, but I'm going to throw Magic in A. I wasn't a huge fan of his jump shot. Now, he's still a 6'9" point guard. He is still in A tier. I still think he's one of the best point guards in this game and one of the best invincible cards in this game, but I don't know if he's as good as Ben Simmons or LeBron. and Nikola Jokic that we'll talk about here in a second, or we can just move Jokic into S tier because Jokic is of course one of the best invincible cards in this game, and to me the best invincible point guard, who of course is going to be an S tier. Gary Payton, gotta be D tier. I mean, I guess he's a little bit better than Derrick Rose and a little bit better than Allen Iverson just because of his height. His jump shot's really good, but he didn't get a good size up. I mean, maybe you could go C tier alongside Ant. I'll put him in C tier for now. Carmelo Anthony is going to be in C. I just don't think he's as good as Ron Artest. I don't think he's as good as Dr. J, Paul Pierce at the shooting guard position. Very, very close, but to me, I got to put Carmelo Anthony in C tier. Rudy Gay, he's going in A. His jump shot is incredible. Love that jump shot. One of the easiest jump shots to grade in this entire game, with the best dribble sigs, a great player model, 6'8" with a 7'3" wingspan at the shooting guard position. Vince Carter to me is probably B tier. I would say Dave Cowens is also going to be in B. Chris Webber, I like in A. He's a 6'10" small forward with a 7'3" wingspan, has an amazing player build, really good jump shot, best dribble sigs in the game. I do think Chris Webber is going in A tier. Paul George, just because of his size, he's going to be above Derrick Rose. He's going to be above, Curry, for example, Allen Iverson. I do think Paul George does get that C tier nod. Now, he didn't get his dribble sigs changed. He does have a good jump shot, though, and the Pro 2 fade. But realistically, Paul George is going to be in C tier alongside Kawhi. Kawhi, again, didn't really get his dribble sigs changed, and he has that De'Aaron Fox dribble style, which really does hurt this card offensively. He's an amazing defender, one of the best on-ball defenders in this game, but I do think Kawhi is a C tier invincible. J.R. Smith, to me, I would say either high C or low B. The thing about J.R. Smith that I don't love is really not having that behind the back. I mean, other than that, he is really good though. Pro 2 fade. It's just kind of that situation where he is missing that one dribble sig, but I guess so is Klay Thompson. The behind the back matters to more in my opinion, but we'll go J.R. Smith in B tier. Devin Booker also going to be in B alongside Vince Carter. Kevin McHale, I like in A. He is an amazing small forward card. To me, because of the 7'11" wingspan, that does make a huge difference. That wingspan is incredible to have, and I think he's probably like lower A tier, but I do think Kevin McHale is an A tier invincible. James Worthy, I almost want to put in S, or sorry, not S, the opposite of S. I almost want to put him in D tier because 6'9" at small forward, has that De'Aaron Fox dribble style, which is horrible. It doesn't have a good behind the back. I don't know, this card just doesn't really do it for me. I'll put him in C tier for now. Sean Kemp, I like in either B or A. This Sean Kemp card is really good. I could consider low A tier. He is 6'10" at small forward, 7'1" wingspan, has a really good jump shot, Pro 2 fade. With the best dribble sigs in the game, I feel like you got to go Sean Kemp. Probably in that low A tier. I do like him more than Blake Griffin and Dave Cowens because of the jump shot. Havlicek is low B in my opinion, and LaMelo Ball I do like in A. This LaMelo Ball card is incredible at the point guard position. So in my opinion, guys, this is going to be my invincible card tier list, ranking every single invincible card in this entire game. Again, remember, the invincible tier, like an S, the S tier invincibles are the best of the best at their position. The cards in A are incredible. The cards in B are obviously incredible. The ones in C are still very good, but maybe not the top tier invincibles in this game. And then D tier are just not very good short point guards, let's be completely honest. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this tier list. Let me know what you guys think down below. What would you guys change about it? And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.